Gamers, ahoy! Today is a very special video because I am going to review an e-scooter. Now you may have known that the most popular e-scooter in the world is the Xiaomi 365. I did my research for 2 weeks, read some reviews, saw some YouTube videos, and I stumbled upon an e-scooter with a more powerful motor than the 250 watt which the Xiaomi 365 has. It has 350 watts and has the same range. Now, what kind of e-scooter could I be talking about? Well, let's see. To be honest, this is not going to be a positive review, and it's going to ask more questions and more doubt in this scooter if you are going to buy it or not. This scooter, the Kugoo Es2, it has the same range, 25 kilometers, and has a 350 watt motor, which gives you that oomph, that juice that you need in speed. Like in the promotional video, he's saying it's around 99 kilos, which I do believe, but with that 99 kilos, you will never, ever reach that 25 kilometer range. I only could reach 7 kilometers. I do have to say it was on sport mode. Now, who uses the low and mid? To be honest, nobody. They do say on the website that you can do 25 kilometers per hour. Now, when the battery, but only when the battery is fully charged, you can actually do 28 kilometers, but only for the first 2 minutes. After those 2 minutes, for the next 3 minutes, you can only do a max speed of 23 kilometers per hour. Now, after those 5 minutes, you can only do a max speed of around 16 to 17 kilometers. Now, which is important now is because the next 3 to 5 minutes, your battery will drown so quickly, you will be disappointed in a jiff. The range is so horrible. Not just that, when you ride on flat ground, I do have to be honest, it's really smooth. It's so smooth, it's like riding or sliding on butter. This is the most important part. The moment you go on a bumpy road or cobblestone road, it's a horrible product. Okay. Don't even think of buying an electronic scooter with that kind of springs. If you are living, and this is really important for the people that live in Western Europe because a lot of those cities have cobblestone as roads. Don't buy the scooter. Buy a scooter, invest in a scooter which has better springs in that electronic scooter because that will give you the difference of riding smoothly or just not. That's my opinion on those spring systems on these scooters. The moment you choose for a e-scooter that costs around $1,000 with that spring system, it's 5 times more worth than just an ordinary scooter of $500. Really, think about this. If you buy the 9bot, for example, it does have the 9bot Max or the Pro, whatever it's called. Don't buy that thing even if it has that inflatable tires. It won't give you that difference on cobblestone. I saw so many videos on YouTube saying it's a good product and so on. I can believe you, and I'm not saying that it's a disbelief and you don't need to trust them. I'm just saying that if you are living in a city with cobblestone, this is not a product for you. You should invest in something bigger or something around that price with a real big spring system just to give you that edge to ride smoothly. That said, let's talk about the height of the front bar, with the handlebar. Because this is an issue which also gives you that edge of buying it or not buying it and skipping that product with, I'll tell you, an adjustable height system. Meaning the 9Bot, Max, the Xiaomi Pro, and all the others that have a fixed handlebar, for a guy that lives, for example, in the Netherlands, that is really tall, above 170, should not buy this scooter. Because the moment you are above 170 centimeters tall, you will ride that bicycle like an old grandpa. And it's really horrible because after 5 or maybe 10 minutes, your lower back will start to hurt because you have to bend over the whole time while riding a scooter. And it's really dangerous on the road itself because when you have a sudden brake that you have to do, you could slip and fall over more easily than someone that is smaller than you, which can result in a nasty accident. I'm not trying to make this review to break down these electric scooters, but this is the experience that I got buying the Kugoo Es2. I also had a throttle issue, which the throttle system was constantly stuck from the moment I unboxed it. The unboxing was fun, I do have to be honest, but the moment I pushed that button and I released my thumb, it still was on that same spot where I pushed the button at, which is very dangerous because when you hold in your brake system, even your electronic brake, the scooter will still keep on going, and that could really cause a very dangerous accident. Now do keep that in mind. Also, a lot of manufacturers are removing that product with the braking throttle system away because it is irrelevant. But if you do want it, that throttle braking system, I do advise it for only particular people that live on the mountain. If you do live on the mountain and you always go downhill, most of the time, I'm not talking about going back, of course, but when you are going for a very long downhill pass, then I would advise you to get an electronic scooter with that braking system, because it gives you around 12 to 14% of energy back into your batteries later on when you do need to go uphill. Now it also says that it can do an incline of 15 degrees. Now with that, I've tested it and it does not do that. It just cannot do it with that 350 watt. I could believe that it could do it with a 500 watt motor, but on this Kugoo Es2, 15 degrees was totally not true. It couldn't even do that 15 degrees, which is very sad to hear. It could only maybe move 2 meters forward, and that's it. That they say that you could do 15 degrees of incline, I really have my doubts, and the battery was fully charged. Now that said, there are some positive points, like the lighting system was really good. It did light and bright up the place when it is dark. They could clearly see you from the people that are coming towards you, and the backlight, well, it's a small light, but it was efficient enough so the people coming from the back could see you too. Should you buy an electronic scooter? It's a yes and a no answer, because if you are going to buy an electronic scooter, it depends where you live, what the roads are. Even if you have a city with couple of cobblestones and you have to go on those cobblestones, don't buy the electronic scooter. Invest in something that has the big springs that can really smooth out the road experience. If you don't live in a cobblestone street area, then I would advise you to maybe, buy the electronic scooter. It's like mixed feelings, because as a European, it's difficult. Even the range, like in Europe, they are like you could take Paris for example. That would be a very good scooter in Paris, but not really, because it has a lot of like hills and mountains. I couldn't really call it mountains, but really inclined hills, which the scooter would never be useful over there. Even on a random city in France or Italy, they're all hills, and those electronic scooters are not strong enough to bring you uphill. And if it does bring you up that hill, the battery will drain itself so fast you couldn't even eat your hamburger in 15 minutes and the battery is already drained out. That said, that is what I want to talk about the Kugoo Es2. I could be wrong. If you think that I am wrong or you do disagree with some things, then please leave them in the comments, because I do read all the comments that you guys type. I don't know what my next product will be. I did enjoy riding the Kugoo Es2 scooter. I did buy it on geekbuying.com for $300. Would I say, should you buy it? After this whole review, I don't know. It's your choice. Well, look, this is the thing. If you do really want to buy the Kugoo Es2, which I in the beginning also really wanted, there are some issues which they do not tell you. So I'm gonna ramp them up for you and then end the video. If you really want to buy it, these are the things that you have to count in. You have to be smaller than 170 centimeters, so you can ride the e-scooter comfortably without bending over the whole time. So it diminishes that because the weight is distributed more evenly if you are smaller than 170 centimeters tall. That said, the second issue is you have to live in an area where the ground is more flat and doesn't have a lot of hills, which will give you that oomph on that battery life and the distance that you can actually do with that scooter, because I only did 7 kilometers. Well, 6.8 kilometers, which is not enough. And I live in an area where everything is flat or flat with cobblestone. So would I advise you that? Well, that said, keep that in mind. The third thing is you have to weigh less than 85 kilos. Because they say it is a maximum capacity of around 100 kilograms. But even if you do, like in that commercial, that guy was 99 kilograms, and I'm pretty sure they did not even hit the 8 kilometers mark. The distance was, I'm pretty sure about that, even on a flat ground. Well, yeah, keep those three things in mind. You have to be smaller than 175 centimeters. You have to weigh less than 80 kilograms. And you have to live in a city which it only has flat ground and like hills maybe up to 5 degrees. Because if it's higher than that, that scooter is not for you. If you do really want a scooter, buy one with a good battery, the motor that is in it, the comfort that you get from that scooter is because of the springs, and that's the most important. It has to have that big spring at the front and at the back, and it costs around $1,000 if you look it up on eBay or anything on Amazon. You can already buy them, but for me it's a little bit out of the budget, and I really didn't want to spend a lot of money on that. But I got what I paid for $300. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave that like, share it to a good friend maybe that is maybe wondering or even considering to buying an electric scooter. This is the video that could help him decide to buy it or not, which is really important. That said, oh yeah, maybe I should tell you this. If you are living in a city that has a little bit of like bumpy roads, I would advise you to get the inflatable tires. Even if it is the Xiaomi inflatable tires or the Xiaomi itself, I would advise you that. Other than that, nothing less. Hope you guys did enjoy. As always, gamers, ahoy. Gamers, ahoy.